Let's eat and drink, and we got more calorie deficit messages. Even though, so here's the other thing that really kind of is upsetting about this whole calorie situation. Basically, for the last like full day and a half or 2 days, we've been reading nonstop. We haven't been crafting. We haven't been doing anything but reading. And we're still to the point where we're eating thousands and thousands of calories a day, but we're stuck at normal weight. So I don't really understand what we're doing that is burning all of these calories. We've been eating so much food place food that it's like thousands of calories. In fact, we'll save. We'll check our debug calories for the last couple of days. Check game state. Yes. So this is not right. What? So this would be based on 2 days. Sim said this is delayed by 2 days, right? So I don't understand. There has not been a single day where I only ate 900 calories. We've been eating so many calories. I'm confused. But you can see here we were eating thousands and thousands, so we're building up that calorie store. I just don't know why we're still getting calorie deficit messages at this point. Anyway, let's just re-enable game achievements, and let's eat and drink something. So we've been eating a lot of calories. I'm not sure where they're going at this point. Food place, food, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 2,000 calories. Is probably a little bit right around how many I consume in real life on a daily basis. We're out of tea actually, so let's make some tea. Tea. We have a lot of black tea, so we might as well. That's right. The time consumption on tea is a bit wonky because a gallon of tea taking 41 minutes is a bit crazy. I'm pretty sure if I went downstairs right now to brew a gallon of tea, it would take me probably like 16 minutes if you count the time it would take me to pour it into the jug and cool off and everything. I think it's weird that it's 41 minutes to make tea, but that's okay. Dispose, drop item. There's one good thing in life, family. I have a complicated relationship with family. Historically, family has been not great for me, but I do have family members who love me and are probably the most important things in my life at the moment. So I kind of agree with you, but also historically has not been true for me. Chess player in high level of games do spend the same amount of calories as an athlete. Thinking does burn calories. I actually was just listening to a podcast yesterday from a pair of streamers who talked about how they are hungry more after they stream for like 6 hours. It like physically makes them hungry. Um, and I kind of thought like thinking does burn calories, but like not nearly as much as like you say a chess player spending the same amount of calories as an athlete. I don't actually think that that's correct. I do think that mental activity burns calories. Like there's even studies where like you don't have to exercise if you just think about exercising, that actually increases your rate of burning calories. So I think that there's truth to that, but I don't think that if we're looking at like Usain Bolt versus the top chess player, I don't think that their calorie burns are the same at all. Um, would be my guess. I guess I don't know. There could be studies that I'm not aware of, but it just doesn't strike me as quite the same level. I do think that thinking and mental activity in general has some impact, but anyway. Um anyway. If we can just get through this like one more painful, horrible level of computers, we could possibly install some bionics. I'm not crazy about the high percentage failures on bionics as it is. Even with decent computer skill and stuff, you still have a pretty good chance to fail on some bionics. Like I anticipate that the cerebral booster and the night vision are going to be very difficult installations, even with high skills. And I don't really like that. I think that they should be more easy to install than they are. You feel that you need to eat more calorie-dense food. Yeah, no kidding. Very negative morale. Just want one more level in computers, please. Taking forever. Go eat something. More calorie-dense food. All I'm eating is calorie-dense food. Like, we've literally, like, look how many of these food place things we had left. We used to have just line after line after line of food place food, and we're basically out of it because we're consuming all this thousands and thousands of calories. Black tea, drink some black tea. Should have drunk some whiskey for our mood. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately, really nothing else to do other than keep reading, which is a bummer. Okay. Let's try to get this last level of computer skill. Like I said, even raising our computer skill, we're still going to fail to install the Bionics. It would be my estimation. Let's pop open a can of tea, why don't we? Gotta hydrate. Forgot to hydrate for the last hour. Might as well do it now. Ah, delicious. Okay, computers to 4. We have CBMs in our inventory. We do not. Go upstairs and do that. I did pick my mace back up, so we don't have to worry about losing that. Alrighty, so let's try to install some CBMs. Go ahead and throw the vest on, because we're going to be in a basement where it's warm or cold anyway. Drop the book. Drop the tea. Drop the headgear. Keep the anesthesia kit. Drop the flashlight. Turn off the MP3 player for once in your miserable life. Grab some CBMs. Okay. Cerebral booster. Alarm system. Enhanced hearing, sure. Finger pick, sure. Let's just grab those for the time being. Head on down. No, we should grab the important ones first. Grab the night vision one. Night vision. CBM. And sure, joint torsion ratchet. We should have space for all of that. We're approaching where we couldn't carry anymore, so let's go down into the basement. See about installing these CBMs. So, just for the record, our computer skill is 4. Our first aid skill is 6. Both of those, that's pretty good. Like, getting a 4 in computers takes a long time. 6 in first aid is like definitely above average. I would say that that is approaching like EMT levels of knowledge. I forget exactly kind of where that balances out with skills, what the averages are. But like if you think 10 is like the absolute pinnacle of human experience, then that would be like a proper doctor, I would imagine. So 6 is like pretty good. But we're still going to have basically no shot at installing some of these. So let's try this again. So yeah, even with 4 in computers, so we have a 4 in computers, which lets us program the autodoc. We have a 6 in first aid, which means we understand the human body enough to know what we're doing. We still have a 62% chance of failure. This is... I like CBMs a lot. They're my favorite way to go in the game. I don't like mutations. The failure rate on these is too high, and it bothers me. Because we have a cumulative 10 in relevant skills, and it just doesn't feel good enough. I'm pretty annoyed by that. In fact, most of these still have kind of a silly high. Like, why is it still a 27% chance to put in a torsion ratchet, which is like a basic level recharging bionic? I don't like that either. So I'm pretty disappointed in these numbers. And I really don't want to have to keep failing and re-sterilizing. So I'm just going to be annoyed when we fail. Just as a heads up, I know some people get irritated when I complain, but I'm definitely going to complain. Wet cat and dog food. That is a very nice treat in the apocalypse. Again, I think for like desperation. Oh, good. So we had a 27% chance of failure. We failed and installed a faulty bionic. All that shit I just said about why that's unacceptable, and now I have an itchy metal thing. Great. Fucking stupid. Let's try to pull that out. So, and then the issue with the failure like that is that not only did we not get the CBM we wanted installed, we actually lost that CBM because now if we extract this from our body, it's a completely different CBM. So I now have no access to the joint torsion ratchet I was trying to install. That shit annoys me immensely. I don't understand. And the failure chance on getting the thing out is 34. And if we fail, we take damage to every body part. So, like, this shit annoys me a lot. I don't see why this is such a big deal. It's an auto dock. I have decent skills. This should be doable. So, yes. Oh, good, we failed. So, we took lots of damage. Yep, yep. So, this is gonna piss me off. Not gonna lie, internet. Pull the itchy metal thing out of my body. Pisses me off. We have a 4 in computers, a 6 in first aid, and we can't remove a fucking bionic with a machine that was built specifically to install and remove bionics. God help us. So now we get a faulty itchy metal thing instead of the bionic we were trying to install. So screw me, I guess. Let's save. I'm just gonna save scum because fuck this noise. And we're gonna try to install. If we fail, that's okay, but if it installs a faulty bionic, I'm going to reload my save. I'm not dealing with this. So go ahead and put in the 5% failure, because that's most likely going to succeed. All that anesthetic that we just lost, all that hassle just annoys me. We're not going to deal with this. Fingerpick CBM, install that. Anyway, let's move on to something that's not going to just be me raging. Happy Hippie Hippo, a name that I continually struggle to pronounce, says, took a year to get your master's degree in computer science. That guy got to level 4 in a few days. Yes, but that is within the confines of the game. We don't have a simulation of like things taking a year. Maybe over time, if things become more difficult. Why is this even higher than it was a minute ago? Was this at 40% before? I didn't think it was. It's just too damn high. Yeah, we don't have a means of like things don't take real time, right? It doesn't matter if getting to first aid 6 took me 10 minutes. Within the confines of the game, it's basically impossible to get a skill up past. Like you could probably do like 12 at max, but in general the range is like 0 to 10. So we don't base that on time spent doing something. We base that on a quantifiable number, right? So 6 in first aid is 60% of like the max level you could arguably get. Really, that makes sense. And for the confines of like the game, because we learn everything through books, getting first aid to like 10 is I'm not gonna say is impossible, but I think the highest book goes up to 6, or I think 6 actually is the highest book. I could be wrong, but it's not exactly something that's easy to raise. So to say like, oh, in order to install this bionic, you need first aid 8 and computers 7 minimally. That's kind of a huge ask, and I don't like that at all. But I am just a little bit just complaining, but also I don't really care because I want to play the way I want to play, and it's getting in the way of that, and that makes me angry. So, sometimes I can just throw a little tantrum. I'm not gonna lie. I get a little bit huffy, and want things done the way I want them done. Very hungry. Why don't we eat something? Get ourselves in a better mood. More food place food, I guess, because we are slowly starving to death for some reason. Okay. Go back down, install some of these lower tier bionics. Like, and part of it is that I don't play the game for very long. When I build a character, I usually play that character for like, in the confines of YouTube, it's like 60 to 80 episodes usually before I get bored and don't want to play anymore. I don't want to spend, we're on episode, like at this point, probably like 60. I really don't know. But I'm getting towards the point where like I don't want to play anymore. I want to start a new character. So like, I just want to be able to install bionics and have fun for a little while before I stop playing. And I realize I'm not saying the devs should like cater to that play style. But like, it just seems like every time I get a night, I don't think I've ever had the night vision CBM. Because every time I find it, the percentage failure chance is so high that I never bother to get to the point where I can install it. It's just too much work for what is essentially not that big of a reward, and then I get bored and don't play anymore. So it just annoys me that I never get to play with the nice CBMs. Leg alloy plating, we'll try to plug this in. I don't want to make a whole thing about it. I already complained way more than I should have. Talk about something else. What can we talk about? We installed alloy plating on our legs. Hooray! What can we talk about? So I've been working on my writing. We've been talking about that pretty frequently. Please just give me the metabolic interchange. I don't want to have no battery rechargers. Just install it, man. Just succeed is all I need from you. Want to see that green message? Any kind of message? There we go. Okay. I've been talking about my writing a fair bit. I've been trying to cobble together something that I can read on YouTube. It's been tricky, not gonna lie, to try and find the right thing. I guess we just don't get to have these CBMs. Like, we're just not gonna be able to install them because I'm not gonna sit here and spend the next 3 in-game real-world hours grinding this skill. So I'm just gonna move on. So. Oh well, all that gathering of CBMs is a big old waste of my time. Trying to put together some of my writing into something that I can be proud of, something I can read to you on YouTube. Just, more content, and I really like writing and that kind of thing. So, like, I just, want to do something fun and do, and I don't know. It's been going not great. It's been hard to find the right story. I still don't know if I have. I feel like the story I've been working to get into a position where we could actually read it. I feel like people are not going to read it or listen to it because like it follows like teenagers in high school. Like they're all like 17, 18, but I think some adults hear that and they're like, I don't want to listen to a story about teenagers. I'm a grown up. It's not going to be, for me, it's going to be a story for young adults. And my story is not, but I do worry that people are not going to give it a chance. And then there's just some goofiness with it. And what I realized over the weekend, I started working on this thing, have been editing it, trying to get it to where it's like, it reads pretty well and is pretty engaging. And what I realized is that I maybe, let's say it was heavily influenced by a different media property. I'm not saying I ripped it off or anything like that, but that first chapter is like really similar to another media property. Like the story is different. The whole thing, the characters are different. What is happening is different. The scenes are different. The conversations are everything's different. But that first chapter sure looks like an awful lot like something I watched before. And can definitely tell I was pretty influenced by it. And now I sort of feel like embarrassed over that. Like maybe you shouldn't post something that, especially the first chapter, which is like what most people will listen to. Because like most people will listen to the first one, and then if they don't like it, they won't listen to any more. But like if that first one is like a carbon copy of something that already exists, people are going to be like, oh, this is basically that story. I'm not going to listen to it. So I don't know really what. We're just going to melee the Kevlar zombie, I think. I was going to back off and shoot him, but I actually think we'll get through him a little bit better if we use our mace. Surprised he only got to punch us once. I really thought he would get another punch off. Just be glad he wasn't a Hulk. That would have been way worse. We are a little bit injured. We maybe should butcher this guy for Kevlar. Weird that there's no turret in there. Those rooms usually have turrets. Why don't we... There's a light in here, right? No, there is not. Turn off the flashlight. Let's pull him over to a room with light and butcher him. Actually, we skin him, right? Skin the Kevlar zombie to get Kevlar. Because I don't think we have any extra Kevlar laying around. Might as well. Kevlar sheets. Cash card. Kevlar sheets, 237. How many to make like a Kevlar plate, though? 16. And some super glue. And then layered Kevlar is also 16. That's a lot of Kevlar, man. Can I take like 50 of it? Oh, they're really small? Oh, okay. Just take all of that then. Oh, and he had a Kevlar vest on him that's in pretty decent condition. We'll take that too. Why not? And let's head up and drop off some of this stuff. Actually, we don't have that much. Let's keep exploring. Flashlight on. Door open. Peek. Oh, good. What are you? Another prisoner containment. Not great. Again, we would really like to see a barracks here. But we can pop in prisoner containment, see if we can get a few more CBMs. Maybe something we can actually install instead of just throwing it in the van and never being able to use it. Cash card. We don't need the anesthesia kit at this point. And we need our pickaxe. Pickaxe. Have myself a drink of water instead of drinking my tea. Feeling a bit dry in my throat, which is not great. Okay. Pickaxe acquired. Let's go break into some prisoner containment. Hopefully nothing too scary. Hopefully just a couple of scientists we can butcher. Maybe get some CBMs. Down we go. Okay. Smash this so it's not lighting up the area. Why, it's weird that that computer held up to my mace for so long, but that's okay. We'll come pickaxe through the wall. They really should make it so that when you are actively pickaxing, it's actually being wielded in your hands. Because as it stands currently, I can pickaxe through the wall and instantly have my mace out to deal with enemies, which is not really how it works. Merc Veterinary Manual. Expansive texts cover all domestic species and diseases in veterinary medicine worldwide. Should you need information regarding zoonotic diseases, off-label use of medication for animals, common dysfunctions and diseases of animals, or any other veterinary reference info, this is your book. There's some interesting new chapters on animal cloning in this edition. That's a new book. Haven't seen that before. Really like... Oh, it said sealed? That's nice. They added a sealed tag to aluminum cans, so you can tell when something is sealed or open. What have I missed? I had to take a morning coffee. Not really anything. I griped about CBMs for a while, and talked a little bit about things. Mentioned my writing again. Pretty common theme. Talked about my brother again, so on and so forth. Pretty boring stuff, in my opinion. And we're just looting around the lab a little bit. Don't really know what to do with this character. Kind of sick of him. Sort of want to start a new one, but, you know, I don't know. Feel bad that I always end up just canceling my series because, like, I don't like the character anymore. Did that brute make it out of there? Actually, I have light blindness. Flip on the flashlight. Nah, he's still contained. I don't think the brutes are strong enough to break through the glass. I think they have to have another zombie with them in order to be strong enough to do it. We don't have to worry too much about that. And then they have the ability, if they punch you, to knock you through the glass, but it's not the same thing. I want to know what that red glowing pill is. I'm a little concerned about it. Disposable, potassium iodide, spectrometry, cuvettes. Sure. What is this thing? Panaceus. Really? An apple red gel capsule the size of your thumbnail, filled with a thick oily liquid that shifts from black to purple at unpredictable intervals, flecked into tiny gray dots. Given the place you got it from, it's either very potent or highly experimental. Holding it, all the little aches and pains seem to fade away, just for a moment. I thought this was removed from the game. I'm really surprised to see this. I really thought this was removed from the game. But anyway, if we take that, it'll cure basically anything that's wrong with us, if I recall correctly. And it's pretty rare. Like I said, I haven't seen one in a long time. Thought they pulled them from the game, so. Looks like a library, sure. I could do with some reading. Actually, I think there might be turrets in these. So let's do this on an angle. Turn off the flashlight. Smash the console. And hopefully not get murdered when we pickaxe through the wall. Heard footsteps. Nah.